what's up, everybody? Welcome to Pro Wrestling Extreme Talk podcast. We are live tonight. I got main event Jay. What's up, Jay? What's going on?
What's going on, guys?
Not much. And then that's not Reese with a beard. That's somebody else. That is the man known as Zeke.
What's up, boys?
What's up?
Thanks for jumping on with us, brother. We appreciate you.
Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely. We're going to give our 2024 Royal Rumble predictions, our picks. And we're going to talk about who might be some surprise entrants, which is always interesting when you hear a different entrance hit when during the Rumble. But anyway, the excitement levels are through the roof for the 2024 edition of WWE's annual Royal Rumble Premium Live event, taking place this Saturday, the 27th of January at Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida.
Hey, what?
The road to WrestleMania 40 starts at the Royal Rumble, and many fans would argue that the 30-person Battle Royals are the most anticipated bouts of the year, setting tone for the next several months of television programming. With the biggest names already why do you keep trying to interrupt me?
Hold on.
With the biggest names already scheduled to appear and several surprises in store for the WWE Universe, let's get the show started with our picks for the 2024 Royal Rumble.
Okay, whoa. Hang on a second. Just give me one. I know this is highly unprofessional. Just give me 1 second. Hello?
Does he do this often?
He does. Every time.
Okay.
This is extremely interesting. Breaking news. Well,
breaking news. Jay, what's the news you got?
You're calling me right in the middle of the like right at the beginning of the podcast. Can you just log on, Facebook, YouTube, whatever, and I'll handle it from here. Holy crap! Okay, all right.
What's the breaking news?
Apparently, there are yet more allegations levied against one Vincent K. McMahon, and these ones are, I don't know if they're worse. They're on the same level. There's allegations of sex trafficking. And there's been other implications to other folks, namely with John Laurinaitis and a performer who was a WWE superstar and a UFC fighter.
Wait, CM Punk?
I don't believe so.
It better not be.
I don't believe so. So
could it be Brock Lesnar?
Brock Lesnar. I don't have a lot to say. I'll just say this: when there's allegations thrown out there, and it's like one or two allegations, maybe they're just trying to make a money grab. But Vince McMahon has now fallen into the category of Bill Cosby.
Yes.
When there's X amount of people that claim the same thing, I'm no lawyer. I only know a few lawyers. Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe, and Vigna. But where there's smoke, there's fire.
Hey, the only difference between Mr. McMahon and Bill Crosby is pudding pops. Am I right or am I wrong? At this point,
I don't think McMahon was serving out any Cosby cocktails. I don't know that to be true though.
Anyway, Mike, I'm sure you've seen it today. We won't get into too much stuff with it, but the text messages that were shown on social media was very, very
graphic.
Raunchy. Is that a good word for this?
Oh man. The fact, I know everyone's saying allegations and all this, but all of these messages and everything that's coming out today is from a court, it's from something that happened already. This is the only reason this is happening is because apparently he didn't pay up. He only paid $1 million of this settlement, I guess. And I don't know how they settled it in court, but this is court documents. This is directly from her. Like, this is a part of that with the payoff she was supposed to get. Dude, it's like finding out your brother or your uncle or your dad is a sex trafficker or a pedophile. Like the man, we knew he was a gross human being for how long now?
Right.
But I really don't have a lot to say about it because I'm sure my opinions on it are a lot different than other people. I think he's disgusting. I think all of this is just, a black cloud over some of the best business WWE has done in a very, very long time. And I think everybody just needs to focus on what's happening this weekend. And Vince just needs to be an afterthought at this point because every time something big happens, it seems like there's always some kind of story with Vince coming out over the last 2 years. When he retired, he should have stayed fucking retired, period.
Yeah.
And he shouldn't have come back. And he should have just crawled in a hole and fucking died. That's it. That's all I'm saying about it.
Right.
That's a good point. That's a good point, Zeke. When he left, he should have stayed gone. And every time, and like you said, every time something good goes good, and they are doing great business right now. The company's as hot as it has been for a very long time, and he just can't seem. And I'm sure he didn't want these allegations to come out. So it's not like he did it on purpose, but it sure as shit seems like he did it on purpose. He wants to take the steam off of Hunter because Hunter is pushing that company to great levels. And it's just, and like you said, it's like finding out that one of your relatives is not the person you thought they were.
Right.
And it's a shitty situation all around. And I hope that this woman gets her just due, because that's what I read also, Mike, was that he just stopped paying.
I mean, irregardless, if that's even what happened and why she chose to come forward, the fact that it happened to begin with, and the fact that it's at this point, it's true. That's the whole reason he paid her off, right?
Right.
Man,
that's why it's called hush money.
Yeah, and it's a hard conversation. It's a hard subject to talk about because everybody has their opinions, and it's just like I'm not comparing it to what happened, but Chris Benoit killed his family and himself, but there's still people that are like, well, he was a great wrestler. I'm like, yeah, but he was still a fucking murderer, man. Like, I'm sorry, that's my opinion on it. You can feel however you want to feel about it, but that's the thing. With this, and because of the way, the day and age of social media and the way everything else is, everybody has a voice and has to be felt like they need to be heard about it. And you know what? I think it's important to have those conversations, but it's really hard to have those conversations when a lot of the noise is, idiotic. I think it's as nice as I could put it. Trying to defend a murderer or trying to defend a sex trafficker. I'm a father. I know JJ. I know you're a dad too, man. Like, just the way things are in the country alone with shit like that, and then now this, man. Like, just man, I just hope for a better future for just my daughter and, her friends and all my friends and brothers and sisters that have, children, because scary fucking world we're living in right now, man.
Agree. So, with all these allegations coming out today, guys, do you think it's going to affect the Rumble this weekend at all?
Not for me, because I'm not thinking about it after now. This is the last thing I'm going to say about it.
Yeah, not for me either. We wanted to bring it up. It had to be our little
have to.
Our little space. It had to have been talked about, and now we're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna move on, and we'll get to the good part, which is my favorite pay-per-view of the year, the Royal Rumble.
Right. So, before we get started with that, guys, we got Dick Smoke watching right now. He says, you can't go live. I'm going live in 45 minutes. Sorry, Dick. We beat you to it. Bubba says, hey, guys.
What's up, Bubba?
What's going on?
Facebook user says, this is heavy shit. I hope Brock is not involved. Yeah. Sorry, Eric. I can't mention that one live. Facebook user says, what's up, bros? Kal-El says, hey, gentlemen, and Larry.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, yeah.
Held at a higher standard, Larry, apparently.
What I think he meant was, hey, gentlemen, and King is what he meant to say.
Okay. Typo, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I could see how he could get the spelling confused between Larry and King. I can understand.
Yeah. People up in Punxsutawney can't spell. So,
okay.
Bubba says there is a ton of stuff in wrestling that if it got brought to the masses, it'd be bad even in the indie scene. Agree.
I'm sure.
That's my old line, but still good kid. I'm not Don Fulmer, oh my bad. Half-assed investigation on Benoit. Oh, I don't know who said that. Vince covered up Snuka killing his girlfriend. Vince covered it up, and nobody when they did that article in Playboy and moved away from it. All right. We got a whole bunch of comments. Lighten up the moment. Larry Stryker, number 30, eliminated by R-Truth. Oh, God, I love it. But anyway, all right. So let's now get into the 2024 WWE Royal Rumble.
Shut your milk bone, shoot.
The first match we're going to talk about is the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. Roman Reigns, AJ Styles, LA Knight, and Orton in a fatal four-way. What's your guys' thoughts? Don't pick winners yet, but what's your guys' thoughts on how this match is going to end up? We'll start with you, Zeke, since you're our guest tonight. We'll start with you.
Oh, well, thanks. Well, I have a theory on who, obviously, the winner's going to be. But I think depending on how they structure the match, I have a kind of out there idea for WrestleMania. And I think this out of the box idea, if it happens, if they structure the way in my mind, I'm thinking they do it, I think it could work. And I think a lot of people would be surprised at it potentially happening at WrestleMania, because there's, obviously rumors of The Rock potentially being at WrestleMania this year. I'm still pulling for Stone Cold Steve Austin, but there's some other legends that, have retired and, maybe didn't get to retire in front of a live crowd and could still potentially wrestle a 6 to 8 minute match. That's all I'm going to say. I'll get into it after we talk about the winners, but yeah, I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about LA Knight, the megastar. I know my nephew loves him, but
I like him.
I mean, do you buy him as a main event player? Is my question.
Not right now. Not right now.
Okay.
See, I kind of do because they need more guys in the main event scene, and he's over like a mother.
Mm-hmm.
People go nuts when they follow along with them, and that's how The Rock got over. The Rock didn't get over by his wrestling. The Rock got over by his catchphrases and shit.
It's mic work, yeah.
And LA Knight, he's one of the smoothest. He was smooth when he was in Impact, when he was Eli Drake. He got the gift on the microphone. If they allow him, he could eventually be a main event guy. He's a little older, but I could see him main event in a WrestleMania maybe next year.
So,
what about you, Larry?
Yeah, I like LA Knight. I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't think he's main event material right now. But I think he's a good fit for this Fatal 4-Way.
Agreed. Agreed.
He's not going to win.
Agreed.
But definitely, they needed to fit him in somewhere, and this was a perfect spot for them to put him in. Because let's face it, I mean, he needs to be on all the pay-per-views, even though he's not at the top right now. He needs to be at every pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm. Do you think? Either one of you guys, do you think he's just put in there to take the pinfall?
No.
Nope. And that's what's going to play into my out of the box idea for WrestleMania this year.
Oh, okay. All right.
But to speak on LA Knight, I think he's also, obviously he's in the main event scene for a reason. I think a lot of people were expecting him to the steam was kind of to cool off or whatever. He was going to cool off a little bit, but I don't think that's the case. Every week I watch SmackDown, it just seems like it gets louder and louder every week, man. So WWE's in a really good spot right now where, they have a lot of top kind of baby faces, not only just on SmackDown, but on Raw too, and a lot of good heels. I know there's obviously a few that stand out amongst everybody. Obviously Gunther on Raw, Roman on SmackDown when he's there. Respect to my tribal chief, obviously, but
that's right.
Yeah, I think LA Knight's in a good spot. I think he's gonna have a good spot at WrestleMania this year too.
Hey guys, Bubba says it's a shame what they are doing to Knight right now.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Bubba. I'm not sure what you're saying. What they're doing to him. I believe they're. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't think they're doing too bad with him. I mean, they're getting him on TV. They're putting him in matches. I mean, the only thing that they're maybe not doing, like I said, is he's not main event material yet.
I mean, he's talking every week. He tagged with Cena. He wrestled Roman. I know he didn't win, but he still wrestled the heavyweight champion. He's in another heavyweight title match now. I think they kind of, with Randy kind of coming back into the fold, I think it was kind of a beautiful disaster. By happenstance, AJ coming back, hey, well, what can we do? Let's put them all in a match. But I also think some of the men in this match we're also still going to see in the Rumble. So, and we'll save that for later. But
okay, all right.
Bubba said not putting him on pay-per-view. He's been on every pay-per-view, I thought, for the last couple months, hasn't he?
I don't think he was on. Where are we at? So we're in January, Rumble. I don't know. I don't think he was on the last one. I think Bubba might be right about that. But there were a lot of guys that weren't on that pay-per-view either.
And which one is that?
That doesn't seem right.
Shit. I can't remember.
Survivor Series was the last pay-per-view, was it not?
Oh, so they didn't even do one in December?
I don't remember them doing a pay-per-view in December.
Okay, then I'm way off.
Wait, I thought they went over to or no?
Was Crown Jewel in December, or was that no? That was early November, wasn't it? Wasn't that before the SummerSlam, or not SummerSlam? Survivor Series.
I can't remember.
Crown Jewel was before Survivor Series.
Oh, okay. Bubba says Orton bumped him out. Knight has been doing promos like this since Deep South. Cal says LA Knight wasn't on Survivor Series.
Yeah, he was not on Survivor Series.
All right. Thanks, Cal.
He also says Saudi show was early November. So you was right.
So
Yeah, it was
Timeline's
before.
right.
Yeah, right. Okay.
You know,
Well,
maybe it was a situation where, maybe they didn't want to do too much too quickly and wanted to just, kind of like, hey, do we need to put him on here? No, let's just wait and put him on SmackDown next week. It'll be a bigger surprise. They're always, every time, the general public or the IWC think that, there's not a plan, like, oh my God, Rollins might be hurt. I mean, what are they going to do? They got a plan. They always got a plan, man. It's insane to see them pivot and go, it makes you wonder like where things could have gone had, this person not been hurt. But then what we got out of it was like 10 times better or even more exciting than what we originally wanted. With the exception of, Rock and Roman over Cody and Roman, but that's, yeah. So
I believe Facebook users Donnie Fulmer, he says he is main event material, but right now talent is loaded, so they have to navigate navigate his push tricky.
who was that Facebook user who said, "Hey, it's me, JJ"? Because it just comes up as Facebook user.
I believe that's Donnie Fulmer.
Oh, okay.
Eric Cassidy says LA Knight is only good for Netflix. Yeah, we're going to get into that here a little bit later too. And then Cal said he's a necessity on every pay-per-view if they want a loud crowd. I mean, how many pops do you? I mean, how many loud pops do you need from the crowd? I mean, you got Cody, you got CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how many do you really need? But I mean, I understand it's wrestling.
Well, in my opinion, you need everyone that you can get.
Yeah, true. Yeah, but let's be honest. WWE is on fire right now.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's not including these allegations that came out today. You know what I mean?
Well, that shouldn't even. Again, we're not going back to that, but I'll just say that shouldn't affect the programming. That shouldn't affect the television.
No, absolutely not. And
because his hands are not even in it. His hands are someplace else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you know, I'm not a WWE guy, but WWE is fucking hot right now.
Yes,
think about it. So, we said about LA Knight, is he overexposed, underexposed, yada, 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 whatever. Think of it this way. Injuries happen in sports all the time. Seth Rollins, we just went over, this just happened this past week or the week before, and he wrestled Jinder. It could happen at any time. They're in a good spot that if somebody goes down, guess what? They got somebody that's going to pick the ball up and probably run it maybe 10 more yards, potentially. They're in a really good spot right now as far as that goes. But also remember, I don't know if you guys remember, but like back in the Attitude Era, like I remember people losing their mind when Steve Blackman came out. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
The exposure and the popularity of WWE and their superstars right now has never been higher. And everybody always tries to equate it to the Attitude Era because that's, when wrestling was at its hottest, man. I mean, when Stone Cold Steve Austin was on top, man, there wasn't anything better than wrestling at that point. I was 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. You know what I mean? Like I was losing my mind. Like as an adult, I wish I was a little older, during that run. You know what I mean? I might have become an alcoholic from it, but I loved Stone Cold when I was a kid, man. Shawn Michaels is my favorite wrestler of all time, and this guy back here. But I love Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Me and Stryker we were going to Monday Night Raws pretty frequently at the height of the Attitude Era, and those pops for Steve Austin, they would rattle your goddamn brain. It was ridiculous.
I can imagine.
All right, guys. So before we give our answers to the winner of this match, this prediction is brought to you by the Triple B Experience podcast and also the Triple B Black and Gold Dynasty with Bad Bubba Brewer. Check out both of those podcasts. So with that being said, guys, Zeke, who is your winner for this Fatal 4-Way?
Well, I have two answers. First answer is Roman Reigns and still holding on to the championship.
Okay.
But my second answer, in the way that I'm hoping they're going, Randy Orton will win the championship. Roman Reigns will not be pinned for losing the championship. Maybe Rock gets involved and distracts him. Who cares? I don't care so much about his involvement in the matchup, but Roman's protected by not being pinned. Somebody said about LA Knight being the pin guy. I think that was you earlier, JJ. I think AJ Styles is going to be the one to take the pin in this match because I feel that's just going to further fuel his heel turn because he's been kind of like a tweener the last couple of weeks on SmackDown. So I feel that this is going to kind of push him over the edge to set up for a matchup at WrestleMania. And he's also been wearing all black and like kind of a black trench coat and black pants.
Yeah.
Anybody know where I'm going here?
Uh-huh.
His last match was against AJ Styles in a boneyard match, and it wasn't in front of fans.
And it was fucking horrible.
Dude, for 2020, man, it was entertaining. But I think there's a chance that we get the Undertaker versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania this year, and Taker gets to retire in front of fans. He wrestled Cena at that WrestleMania, and it was like a 5-minute match, and Cena just bumped around for him. You could very easily do that with AJ. Protect Taker, give him that moment in front of the live crowd that he didn't get because of COVID and everything else going on. I know his Hall of Fame speech was pretty much his last hurrah, but for everybody that wants The Rock to come back and everybody that wants to see Stone Cold, including myself, I think it'd be pretty cool to see Taker get to retire that way. Like all three of them at WrestleMania, going out at WrestleMania 40. I don't know, man. Can't write a better story than that.
Right.
I like that. I don't necessarily that would be cool if it happened. I don't necessarily agree with that. And Larry, that boneyard match.
Yeah.
I remember saying I was watching that Mania with my mom, and I said that is either the best thing I've ever seen or the worst thing I've ever seen. And I've watched it probably fucking 8 more times, and that was one of the best things I've ever seen.
Oh, dear Lord. So with that being said, Jay, who are you picking to win this match?
I think Roman's coming away with the belt. I don't know how they're going to do it. I didn't think that in depth about it. I don't think I don't know. So then they go to Elimination Chamber in Australia. Maybe the Rock does fuck them, and then it's just a single match in Australia.
Good day,
and then yes, thank you, Mr. Captain Kangaroo. I don't know, but either way, it's I like the storytelling right now, and because normally you can't pick it out, or normally you can pick it out, and right now you can just flip a coin and decide on what you think. So I'm going to go with Roman holding on to it, but who the hell knows?
All right. I'm also going with Roman Reigns. He's going to be the winner of this match. But there's going to be some fuckery. Somebody, like Zeke said, somebody's going to fuck around, and Roman's going to have his belt again, or still. Does Damian Priest cash in? That's the only thought that I got right now. Somehow Damian Priest is cashing in at the Royal Rumble. I have a funny feeling.
Hey, you know what, dude? I would not be upset about that because they need to. If they're going to do anything with Priest, he's older. He's older than. I don't know. He's older than LA Knight. If they're going to do anything with Priest, they need to pull the trigger shortly. And that dude got superstar written all over him, in my opinion.
It would certainly be like unexpected. I mean, the last few times he's tried to cash in too, it's been unsuccessful. So that could be the narrative they're trying to tell right now. So what? So let's say that happens. What if he does go to cash in, but then, as you said, Larry, some more fuckery happens, and Rock's music hits and distracts Priest. Priest doesn't get the cash in because Rock's. What the fuck? The Rock's here. Why? Oh, we know why. Because he wants to be the head of the table. He's the head of the board of the directors. Well, not the head, but he's the board of directors at TKO. He's on Monday Night Raw. He comes and goes as he pleases. He's, it's great. Awesome. Good for him. He deserves it because he earned that. Right.
Right.
I don't have to like that, but he earned it, and good for him. I just want Cody to finish the story at WrestleMania because I know what can happen. Like I know what's probably coming for Cody after that. I don't know how much longer we're going to have Roman, man. But you know what's great about all of this? As much as we talk about it, it could be complete opposite of what happens. Anything can happen right now. This is the most I feel like anyone's been talking about wrestling, professional wrestling, period.
Yeah.
Not just WWE, not just AEW. Indies, just everywhere, man. I mean, I love what I do every week, man. I love what I do every week. Do I want to do that on a bigger scale at some point? Maybe someday. Hopefully, great, awesome. But I love going every Wednesday and 1 or 2 Saturdays a month and getting to be a part of something that I've loved since I was 3 years old. Ever since I saw the Road Warriors for the first time. Like, dude, I love it. That's why I'm looking so forward to Saturday, and that's why I'm so fucking pissed off about everything that happened today. So that's why I'm looking forward to Saturday, and I'm just looking forward to having a good time and hopefully seeing some of my boys and just enjoying the Rumble as a fan.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a good Saturday night. But let's move on to match number 2, and I believe this is going to be the match where I get up, I go to the bathroom. This is
Kevin Owens and Logan Paul.
Yes.
I guessed it.
So this is the WWE United States Championship. The champion being Logan Paul going up against Kevin Owens. Mm-hmm. Like I said, I will be going to the bathroom at this time.
I won't be.
Or the refrigerator, whichever comes first. But one of them two is definitely going to be coming.
Well, it's going to be the refrigerator first, then the bathroom.
Yes, you're absolutely right. You know me, guy. So again, Zeke, we'll start with you.
Okay.
Is Logan Paul going to be all primed up for this match? Is he going to retain his belt? What's your thoughts?
I think Logan Paul does retain. I think it's going to be an entertaining match. I'm a big Kevin Owens fan, so I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be good. I think that's somebody else that Logan can learn from, and obviously he's hella talented. He's very athletic, can do a lot of things a lot of guys on the roster can't do. And I'm sure that pisses a lot of guys off because he just kind of came in. But nonetheless, man, he's a name. He's out there, and he's put the work in. So I don't like him personally as a human being, but I respect the time and the effort that he's put in to learn, his craft, and he's good at it, So, but I think he retains, and I think the reason why he retains is because he's going to face LA Knight at WrestleMania for the U.S. title, and that's how you protect LA Knight. So that's why, I hope that scenario with AJ taking the pin and that potentially leading to something nice for AJ, because I don't want it to just be. You're taking the pin and you're on the fucking pre-show. Come on, not AJ Styles, man. Get him on the main show, or maybe against Okada if Okada's coming. But yeah, Logan Paul is my pick for this match. Logan Paul will retain.
All right, Jay, what's your pick for this match?
I'm in agreement with Zeke here. I'm a Kevin Owens guy. Logan Paul to me is better than he has any right to be. I don't know what Bill Collier put the work in. Logan was spoon fed. guess I can't argue with that. But Logan retains. I don't know what that leaves for Kevin Owens. But I do like Zeke's scenario of LA Knight taking that strap off him. I know he just signed a contract, Logan Paul I'm talking about. So I don't know when he loses, I don't know where you go from there, because there ain't no goddamn way they could ever turn him back babyface. I just can't see it. They tried it, didn't work.
Yeah.
So I don't know where you go from there, but I'm taking Logan Paul to retain also.
All right. Well, before I give my my winner, the sponsor for this winner is Buckle to Buckle podcast with Kal-El. Make sure you check him out on YouTube. So there's that.
That kid knows his shit.
Yeah, yeah. He's like a
savant.
Thank you. I couldn't think of the word, but that wasn't the word, but we'll take it. But anyway,
nor could you spell it. But go ahead.
No, don't even get me started. So my winner is going to be, as much as I hate to say this because I can't stand Logan Paul, it's going to be Logan Paul.
Yeah,
he's going to come out drinking Prime, and God knows what else is going to happen in this match. Like I said, I'll probably miss most of it. I'll be in the shitter.
Did you ever drink any at Prime, Larry?
I did. I tried the tropical punch.
It's not bad.
The Gatorade style or the energy drink? The energy drink is trash, but the sports drink is great.
No, I don't drink energy drinks, but the Gatorade style is.
Yeah.
Now let me just shout out to the Rad Boys. It's not as good as Bang, but it's pretty goddamn good.
Yeah. The Rad Boys like their Prime, but
do they?
They love their Bang. Well, not the energy drinks. They're Bang all the way through, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. The cherry freeze is pretty good. I don't like Logan Paul, but the drinks are good. Yeah, the cherry. Is that pretty good?
The red, white, and blue one?
No, it's it's white and blue and goes to red. There's a red, white, and blue one called, I think, Ice Pop. But this one just came out. It's cherry freeze. But
yeah,
here I am putting over Prime and not getting paid for it. So there you go. There's your shameless plug, Prime.
Shit. That was like those old school popsicles that you could get.
Yeah.
Whatever they're rockets or something, Larry.
Pops,
you remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Look at the Rocket Pop gear back here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Jay, I remember years ago I saw you eat one of them popsicles. One thing, you deep throated that bitch.
Oh, I took it whole.
It was gone. You ate it long ways.
Just like you do with a turkey leg.
Zeke, you see how he is with me?
Yeah. You guys need to go to therapy together, maybe.
Brother, listen.
You know what? Just do what we're doing now. Just bring your therapist on. Just talk to your shit, man.
When you got to deal with his douche for over 30 years, it starts to wear on you.
Oh God! Man. Could you imagine our bill if we did have a therapist?
They might not charge you. They might just want to get the fuck out.
They might walk right out like, we ain't fucking dealing with this.
Well, you'd have to reopen your OnlyFans, guy.
Oh, you ain't supposed to say about that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I can't be putting my feet up there now with a broken fucking toe because of fucking Dollar General.
Let me know how you make out with that, Larry.
I will. I'm gonna go down tomorrow after work and demand I want fucking Little Debbie cakes for payment.
You want compensation?
Do you guys think we get any other matches like unannounced and just that kind of happen, or it's just the 4 with the 2 Rumbles? And maybe some advertisement or something, or some in-ring with somebody.
I think those Rumbles are they're gonna fill the card out mostly.
Yeah, they're gonna well over an hour each.
Oh yeah.
And they've been trying to stay, but they're not like AEW. And Larry, I'm not shit talking AEW,
6-hour pay-per-views.
Yeah, I'm not
2-hour
shit-talking
pre-show
them.
before their 6-hour pay-per-view. 8-hour extravaganza. Yep.
I don't want to shit talk them. I like them. I'm not staying in quote unquote gimmick. I'm not trying to shit talk them, but god damn it, those pay-per-views are long. WWE's tried to keep them around 3.5 hours, which is acceptable.
I'm okay if a Rumble's 4 or 5 hours though. The Rumble's my favorite pay-per-view, man.
But mine also, like I said earlier, there's been many times where I've just fallen asleep on Larry's couch trying to watch fucking wrestling because it's so goddamn long.
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, I believe it's Donnie, says the therapist would need therapy.
Oh yeah, between the two of us, when we leave, he's laying on a couch and having somebody talk to him.
Yeah. And then Bubba says, I do it daily at work. I'm cheap with some wings and pizza.
I love wings and pizza.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm not kicking that out of my bed.
Yeah.
So, I know we're talking about predictions about the matches, but I'd like to predict something that I'd like to see as like a backstage thing. Okay. I missed the tumblers. Remember the tumbler? Whenever the guys would come in and they pick their number.
Oh yeah.
Here's what I want to happen though, specifically with these tumbler spots. I want R-Truth to be in about 4 of them, and I want him to somehow switch his number and Dom's number, or somehow get JD's number. Just there's something. I mean, R-Truth. I think that's what you do kind of in between. Man, I think that guy's just money, and the fact that he's been able to do it for this long. Oh man, give that guy a prominent spot. I don't care if he's in the Rumble. I mean, I do. I hope he is. But I think doing the tumbler thing with him, I think, I need to get one for Tom and Nick Mysterio. Like, no, you can't pick for them, Truth.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so great. I love it every Monday. Man. I look forward to that more than the matches. It's just what they're going to do next.
Tom and Nick Mysterio. Do you remember the one where Guerrero fucked Flair?
2004.
Stole his number.
Or 2005. Was it 2005?
I think it was 05, yeah.
It was 05.
Yeah, Guerrero just pickpocketed him and took his number.
My wallet! My number! He's got my number! Oh, yeah.
All right, guys. So we're going to move on to the next match. It's going to be the Women's Royal Rumble match. So here's how we're going to do this one. We're going to do surprise entrance, who we think is going to be surprise entrance in this match. And then we'll go to the winner. So, again, Zeke, we'll start with you. Who do you believe may be surprise entrance?
Well, there's a few. I think Trinity's probably going to be in there. Naomi, if she's going to still have that name or not be Trinity. Just finished up her stint, I believe, in TNA, so I think that'd be cool. I know a lot of people, excuse me, are banking on maybe seeing Sasha, which also would be pretty cool. I think she's fantastic. Hopefully, she ends up back there, but I'm sure whatever she ends up doing is going to be cool. Some other surprises. I don't know that there's really anybody in NXT other than maybe like a Gigi Dolan, just because she's someone I'm familiar with. And I mean, I would have said Cora Jade, but unfortunately she's hurt. She's out. I'd like to see AJ Lee. I mean, I'd like to see that. I think that's a big surprise kind of, shocking return. I think that would be the most shocking women's return other than who I think could be number 30.
So who do you think number 30 could be?
I don't think Charlotte Flair is as hurt as everybody thinks she is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I saw a video of her on a treadmill the other day. I mean, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a PT, but like she just had major reconstructive surgery and she's already on a treadmill, like walking without support. I feel like that's like, I know they're super athletes, man. They're superhuman, but like, I don't know, man. Like I just wishful thinking. I think it'd be cool. I think, the show goes on, but I think Charlotte not being a part of the biggest WrestleMania, is kind of a miss, and it sucks. It sucks for her, and her fans, and I enjoy watching Charlotte wrestle. You know, people like to poke fun at her all the time, but she's gifted and she works really hard, and I enjoy her matches. You know, typically most people don't like to watch women's wrestling. I do, and I think, you know, the work they put in, they work just as hard as the guys do. You know, and to be able to see them kind of perform and get to show that, you know, that's why we have women headlining pay-per-views, man. Like it's for a reason.
All right, we'll come back to you for the winner. Jay, who do you believe is going to be some surprise entrance?
Naomi, probably. Man, I don't know. How many times can you pull the rabbit out of the hat with a Tori Wilson or a Trish Stratus? I love Lita. Lita was my all-time favorite women's wrestler. But how many times can you do that?
Which I'm okay with. If it only happens once a year, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I guess so. They're talking about Sasha. I'm not as high on Sasha as Zeke is. It's kind of unbelievable to me. She's just so goddamn tiny. Her matches are good. Her matches are really good, but I can't see in a real fight how she stacks up against Charlotte. I don't know. And then also I saw the same video. What the hell is that, Larry? Is that your toilet running?
No.
I hear water running.
No, I don't hear anything.
I thought you made a duty and didn't tell anybody.
No.
I could see Charlotte as a surprise. And then I don't know. Maybe pull a rabbit out of her hat with like a fucking Tori Wilson or something. But I'm not sure. I don't know. I'd like to see like a Velvet Sky.
Oh.
Or it would be unexpected.
Nobody would think of that.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, what about is it Camille from NWA?
There's another one. Or
yes,
I think that we Mike, you and I both skipped over it. Jade Cargill.
Oh man, well. I think anytime is the best time. It's probably the Rumble for Jade. You know, I don't want to say that I forgot about Jade, but I wasn't even thinking about Jade because she hasn't been on TV. But like, I mean, that's the whole point of this, man. Like, there's probably people like me that just aren't thinking about it. But then there are people that are like, oh, she's for sure coming. But that's what's great about the mystique around Jade right now, because a lot of people are expecting her to fail, and I think she's going to prove a lot of people wrong.
I think she's going to prove a shitload of people wrong. Mm-hmm. She's a hell of an athlete. Yeah, she wasn't given proper training in AEW. They just threw her in the ring, and they had her feud with Brandy Rhodes, which and it's what doesn't say that Brandy doesn't come back.
True. It just made me think of when Brandy said, "Who thought it was open mic night? Who told you it was open mic night?" Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
So you two guys, or Yins just said Yins forgot about Jade. Well, there's one person on this panel that didn't forget Jade.
Oh.
Who? And that would be me. Yeah. But now listen.
Okay.
So here's my surprise entrance.
Okay.
I had AJ Lee, I got Sasha Banks, I got Naomi, just like Yins all do. Okay. Somebody just mentioned Camille Brickhouse. I got her on my list. Now, this last one I got on my list, I see the writing on the wall. I believe it's coming. Number 30 of the Rumble is going to be Mandy Rose. I see it coming.
I
see it coming.
That'd be cool.
I would
Yes.
not be opposed to that.
No, I
I'm
mean,
sure you wouldn't be. You'd be stupid if you was.
Mandy was the most improved wrestler. I mean, I think in all of WWE that run she had when she was the NXT Women's Champion.
Oh, that
You know,
toxic attraction shit was
Ah,
uh-oh.
I
You
knew.
just,
I knew. I knew it.
Ding!
you
He hit
just
me with a stinger splash. I wasn't
you
even
just
paying
got
attention.
you just got stinger splashed.
Stay there, Steve.
Yeah, that toxic attraction that had main event freaking written all over it, man.
Oh yeah.
Yep, absolutely.
So there's somebody we didn't mention who I don't think anybody's even thinking about potentially being in the Rumble because she's the champion. But what if Rhea's in the Women's Rumble? Like, I know she's the champion, but what if she
right.
wants all the belts? You see what I'm saying? Like, I'm just there. It's possible. It can happen.
Yeah.
She goes in there to take Becky out because Becky threatened her, and she feels threatened by Becky, and then she costs Becky the Rumble, and then who I think is going to win the Rumble can go after Io.
I think I know where you're going.
Yep.
I hope so, because I think it's the only way they can go right now.
Right.
Well, there's probably one other person I would probably have win, other than my pick.
All right. Before we get to the winners, guys, Eric Cassidy says, "Who do you think will be the strangest return at the Rumble?" He also says AJ Lee, Sasha Banks. I'll hold back on saying that one for now because that's also the same one that I'm picking to win. And then he says Lacey Evans with an OnlyFans entrance.
Dude, I don't understand why they put that fucking gimmick on her, because just the pictures that I've seen, she is hot as shit. And they didn't advertise. They had her in that stupid ass outfit. And then they tried to dress her up like a female Sergeant Slaughter. You'd let her come out there in some kind of skimpy shit. God damn it.
Did you say Sergeant Slobber?
It's not 1999 anymore, JJ.
I guess. I guess, but Jesus Christ.
Sergeant Slobber.
Sergeant, you could have called me that. You could have called me that after I saw the pictures that you posted there today, guy.
Right. Woo! All right, guys. Before we pick our winners, make sure right now you hit that like button, you hit the share button, subscribe on YouTube, hit that little bell so when we go live or post new content, you will get the notifications. Do that right now. Hit that like button. Keep hitting it. Keep hitting it. Somebody's doing it. Somebody has to do it. Anyway, but also the winners is sponsored by Elite Sports Banter Network with NFL Elite Banner with Rich with a T, Rich with a T, not a H, Dick Smoke, and Freight Train. So make sure you check them out on YouTube and Facebook. Rich with a T, not Rich with a H. It's a little behind the scenes joke if you follow Bubba's podcast. But check those out. Let's see. Lacey was money, not booked right. Absolutely. You got that right. All right. So let's hear your winners, Zeke, or your winners, Zeke.
Okay. So I'd like to see, I think Bianca win. I think that was my runner-up pick from who I think's going to win. But I think Bianca's still going to have a prominent spot, even if it's not for the women's championship at WrestleMania. Because there's another way you could potentially protect Jade. I don't know that they would do it, but putting Jade with Bianca, I think Jade with Charlotte, even if it's just as a team, it's kind of like, wow, well, they work together, but then they win the tag titles at WrestleMania. It's like, oh my God, and then they turn on each other. There's all kinds of stuff they can do with these girls. However, I think the winner of the 2024 Women's Royal Rumble is going to be Bayley. Bayley is my choice to win. She's been calling out Rhea and saying she's going to turn on Rhea, but the writing's been on the wall with her getting kicked out of damage control for a while now. So the natural fit there is to have her take the belt from Io, and I think she's with this potential babyface turn for her, unless it backfires and they keep, damage control or turn them babyface, however they decide to do it. I hope it leads to Bayley going back to the character she had when she was in NXT, or just some version of that. I'm not saying she's got to be identical to that, because obviously you evolve over time, but I think that's and she, as far as I know, she's been the champion going into WrestleMania and has retained at WrestleMania, but I don't know that she's won the championship at WrestleMania. So I think that would be, and getting a Rumble win, I think is overdue for somebody like Bayley.
Very cool. I would not be disappointed with that if she did win. Jay, who's your pick for the Women's Rumble?
I think there's an argument that could be made for Becky Lynch, but I agree with Zeke. I think it's going to be Bayley, because they slowly written that story as the months progress, and you can see. And again, to use a phrase that Zeke said, writing on the wall, that she's getting bounced. Bayley's getting bounced. And she'll be a woman unto herself. And so I think it could either be, I know I should make a definitive pick, but I'm going to say either Becky Lynch or Bayley.
Okay. So remember just a few minutes ago, somebody mentioned Jade.
Mm-hmm.
Jade's going to win the Royal Rumble. That's my pick. I got Jade.
Okay. All right.
So I couldn't put her into the, surprise entrant, but I believe I got two names written down. I got Jade, and then I also got Bayley. So we're all in agreement with Bayley on this.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you know what? I totally forgot. Reese gave me his picks, and I totally forgot.
Oh, no.
I totally forgot.
You're never going to hear the end of this.
I know.
Son of a bulldog.
So
real quick,
he got Logan Paul going over Kevin Owens. He has Roman winning the Fatal 4-Way.
Okay.
All right. The woman's Royal Rumble.
Give you his, sorry, let me catch up. Did he give you his surprises?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
He also has Bayley winning the Rumble.
Hey, look at
that. Now his surprises are, and we're all in agreement here. He got Jade, Trinity, and Sasha Banks.
Cool.
So I apologize, and I even have it on the sheet. And yeah, I screwed the pooch on that one, but hey,
stick to the format, Larry.
I know. I know.
Quit going off script.
Yeah.
Well, that happens a lot. Eric Cassie says, who do you think will last the longest in both Rumbles?
Oh, okay. Like the Iron Man of the Rumbles? Is that what he means?
Yeah. I would believe so.
Okay. I have two picks for the men's Rumble. For the ladies' Rumble, I think Bayley and Becky Lynch. I think they're going to be kind of the foil throughout the kind of whole match. They're going to both be. I don't know they're going to be 1 and 2 necessarily. Because Rhea won from the first spot last year. Correct? She was number 1.
Yeah, I believe you're right.
So I think maybe Becky being 2 and then winning. There's a compelling story there. Like, well, I won from the first spot. You won from the second spot, even though they start at the exact same time. You know what I mean? So it is still technically starting the Royal Rumble and then going the distance. But I digress. But those would be my two as far as Iron Women in the Rumble. And Bianca as an honorable mention.
Okay. Jay, you want to answer that question?
For the women's, I could see I could see Bailey, or they give it to a Raquel Gonzalez and try and build her. She doesn't win.
She doesn't need built. Who needs built? Listen, who needs built in this match? Fucking Jade Cargill is going to come in at number 1 or number 2 and fucking wipe the whole every woman out. Watch.
Okay. All right.
I think
she needs built more than Raquel.
I don't need fucking dressed down. You asked me my opinion, for Jesus Christ.
I think Jade being 30, such a heel move, man. Coming in at 30, not really getting to show what she can really do until a championship match at WrestleMania, I think is very compelling too. Because
we don't know if she's a heel though, do we?
I think she's gonna be, man. I think she's gotta be.
She's got to be, yeah.
Man.
Or I could see like if they wanted to build somebody up to bring them up to the main roster, like a Gigi Dolan.
Oh. No love for my girl PK, huh?
For who?
Priscilla Kelly.
Priscilla Kelly, the tampon girl.
I didn't hear what he said because Lund was in. He kept interrupting you, Mike. Sorry about that.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah. I just talked over top of him. I do that a lot. Sorry.
Yeah,
my voice travels.
So do we.
Well, hey Zeke, listen. No matter what happens on this podcast, if it's not to Striker's liking, it's my fault. So don't worry about it.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
That's why he fixes it so much in post, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got it. I got it.
Yes. Bubba says, damn, my podcast tree is better than Tomlin's coaching tree.
Yeah, probably.
Well, don't you know, Bubba, the standard is the standard.
The standard is the standard.
But, all right, we're getting off topic here.
It's easy to do, man.
We'll stick with the Steelers, Bubba, for your podcast. We're already fucked up human beings on this podcast. We don't need to throw another.
Speak for yourself.
Well, you're a guest. I'm talking about the shitheads.
I mean, I gotta be a little fucked in the head to be up here with you guys. Yeah.
Right. I agree.
Yeah. I love wrestling way too much. I love something way more than it loves me. Go figure.
Yeah.
American dream, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby. I didn't throw my Dusty in on commentary this week. I try to do it once a week.
JJ, don't you ever do that again. Let's get that right off the bat. Don't ever fucking do that again.
Hey, you wanted to go live, man. You can't edit it now.
I do a good Dusty.
All right, hang on. It's all yours. Do it.
Well, I don't want to, man.
I'm not. Look, Zeke, he can't do it.
Yeah,
put him on the spot. Zeke, how about you? Can you do it?
Listen here, baby. You can put me on the spot. I'll do it anytime. There it is, right there, baby. I love Dusty Rhodes. Rest in peace.
That was pretty goddamn good.
No, thanks.
You know, Jay, they call you the main event, but you couldn't even do Dusty Rhodes on your own fucking podcast. What a shame.
I'm not main event. I'm curtain jerker.
They still get paid, man.
He's a jerker, all right.
If you ain't the main event, curtain jerkers and expects. Holy shit! Those teeth over that tongue. God damn it!
Damn, Larry, you got him all screwed up.
Yeah. It's not hard.
Striker, you fucking ass. You're an asshole, baby.
I know we're going to the men's rumble, but before we do the way you have it set up, you want to talk about the Iron Men for that rumble?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So next up, obviously, Mike Zeke wants to talk about the Iron Man of the men's Royal Rumble. So we're going to do that. But before we get into the Iron Man, let's do the surprise entrance.
Okay.
Zeke, we'll start with you again.
Okay. So I think personally, I'd love to see Okada come to WWE. I think a good way to, debut him would be at the Rumble. You can make the argument: will the casual fan know who Kazuchika Okada is? And I believe the fans that are going to be in attendance are going to know who he is, because I know that people were making the same argument when AJ Styles made his shocking debut at the 2016 Royal Rumble, and people were like, are these people going to know who he is? Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
He was the WWE champion within his first year. I think they knew who the fuck AJ Styles was, and I think they know who the fuck Kazuchika Okada is. So I think Okada coming in would be fantastic. I think there's a chance we see John Cena throwing out Solo Sikoa, setting up their match at WrestleMania, because I do think we see John Cena at WrestleMania. I don't want to say The Rock, because I don't want to see him in the Rumble. Fine, wrestles at WrestleMania, fine, whatever. Doesn't have to be for the belt, but I don't want to see him in the Rumble. I don't think he's needed to be in the Rumble. Another surprise male entrant. I think Nick Aldis. Maybe just kind of, maybe a SmackDown superstar goes down and he's just an alternate for no reason. I mean, Kurt Angle was the GM who was in the Rumble. It's not crazy. Who else? I think maybe we get Braun Breaker from NXT. I'd like to see Baron Corbin. They only announced like 7 guys for the Rumble that were confirmed. So
yeah,
pretty much anybody on the roster, I'm sure we'll get our Angelo Dawkins and our Montez Fords, and that's no disrespect to the Street Profits. But, if you're in a specific division, you're in a tag division, I know there's been great, tag team wrestlers that have become world champions. But I'm saying specifically for the Royal Rumble getting a title shot, if you're not, and I try to put too much logic into it, and it's just like, why? It's wrestling. Right. It's always like this. But
Zeke, before you go on real quick,
uh-huh.
So you mentioned Okada.
Yes.
Now I'm asking both Ians this.
Okay.
So, we know who Okada is. We know his music. What are Ian's going to do if you hear them coins? The little coins sound for his music. Jay, are you going to pop? Zeke, are you going to pop?
Yeah, I'm not going to run through the wall like I want to when I hear Brock Lesnar's music. Which is also why I was pissed off about today. I would be very excited to hear the coins dropping and to hear the Rainmaker and to see him make his debut.
Yeah, I would pop. I would give a Larry Stryker CM Punk pop.
Oh, must be pretty big.
It's big. It's big.
I'm a huge Okada fan. And I'd love to see him. I don't think it's going to happen because he still has some dates in New Japan.
He's technically not under contract with them, though.
He's technically not under contract, but he still has some shows in February to do. Mm-hmm. I don't know that he's going to go back and forth, but I would love to see that because I think that, like you said, like people didn't think that anybody would know who AJ Styles was. Mm-hmm. And that crowd, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it was in Atlanta, right?
No, they were in Orlando. My boy Zeebs was down there with his brother.
Okay, they were in Orlando. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because Triple H won, because that's when Roman was defending the title, and Triple H came out at 30 and came back.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. I'd love to see that because I think the place would pop huge, and that would just be a send off like they did for how many people thought that the WWE universe would know who Nakamura was,
right?
Yeah, and they went nuts for Nakamura.
I was excited for him.
Yeah. So. And that first match he had with Sami Zayn was one of the strongest matches I've ever seen. And Okada's still in his prime. He could put on a great match with everybody.
Right. And I believe tomorrow that the 26th is Okada's last day that he's signed with New Japan. So it fairly well could happen. It could happen.
keep this in mind too, to play devil's advocate to what you were saying a second ago, JJ. So he's not under contract, but he's still doing a few shots for New Japan. Shinsuke Nakamura was still under contract when he went and he wrestled the Great Muta. They could have Okada under contract and be like, you know what? We respect the fact that you want to finish these dates out. Comes in, does the Rumble spot, goes and does those, because I think they're just trios matches, so they can protect him in the matches. I'm just saying, it's possible. It's not totally out of the realm of it.
It's you know what? You're right. I didn't even think about that. I think didn't they forfeited those trio belts?
I think he just vacated his spot. I don't know that they vacated the whole thing, but I also haven't really been able to watch all of the stuff from New Japan the last week. There's so much wrestling on television, man, and working a full-time job plus doing, Imagine and being a full-time husband and father. It's hard to watch 48 hours of wrestling a week, but I'm trying to catch up as best as I can.
I think what I saw was Tanahashi and Ishii and Okada left their belts in the ring.
Okay, so then maybe they did do that then.
I could be wrong. If you would go back and look, I'm not saying I'm 100% correct on that, but I think so, because everybody was in tears when they walked out.
Mm-hmm.
So either way, I'd love to see Okada.
All right.
So somebody that I don't think is a surprise entrant, but somebody that's going to be in the Rumble, is the man that's going to take the pinfall in the heavyweight title match, and that's AJ Styles. And I think AJ is going to be frustrated, and he's going to be in there doing some stuff, and then I think potentially the lights go out. And we hear a gong, a familiar gong. And it's somebody from his past that he remembers. Oh, shit. I never thought I'd see this man again.
Yeah,
dude. Look, man. I'm trying to put it out in the universe. I'm trying to manifest this shit that it's going to happen on Saturday, because my little 7-year-old me in my brain putting my wrestlers together on the floor. I'm like, oh my god, like this would be great. I buried you, and now I'm going to wrestle you again later. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. That's what I love about wrestling.
You're not doing anything different that Tony Khan doesn't do every week.
Except I don't do no. I'm not gonna say anything about Tony. I'm not gonna say anything disparaging about Tony, because
you might not have the budget, but
say what you will about Tony Khan, man. Yeah, there's an alternative for boys and girls to work, and the fact that we as fans get to reap the rewards of that by watching and critiquing whether it's good, great, or bad. I would have killed to have this after WCW went out. I never wanted WCW to go out of business. I loved WCW.
Yeah.
My second favorite wrestler of all time. That was he bled WCW. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's great that we have these alternatives, and there's lots of people that have jobs and are providing for their families, and they get to do something that we all collectively love. So I think that's beautiful. So
just to finish off real quick, I would love to see them bring Braun Breaker up and start him off on the main roster, because that fucking guy, he looks like his dad and sounds like his uncle, and why they have not put him on television is a goddamn crime as far as I'm concerned.
So Jay, with Breaker, you just mentioned Breaker. Who else do you have as a surprise entrance?
I don't think there's a lot of surprises as far as the males. There's not a lot of guys out there, because they would always bring back legends, and there's not a whole hell of a lot of legends left.
Oh, are you sure?
Well, who you bringing back? Are you going to bring back a Kevin Nash? No.
Are you done with your surprise entrance?
Yeah, I think I am. Yeah.
Okay. My surprise entrance, number 1, Chris Masters.
Oh, okay.
Chris Masters, possibly. I also got Brock Lesnar.
Oh yeah, yeah. I don't know now, man. Maybe we don't see Brock Saturday.
You're right.
Maybe not after today.
No, because
Right.
my hope was that he gets in there with Gunther, and then he throws Gunther out. It sets up him and Gunther for the IC title at WrestleMania.
At WrestleMania, yeah.
Yep.
And I bet you that was in somebody's mind, and then the wind blew and the shit flew today. And
again, it's all allegations too. Remember, so we don't
allegations.
Vince was still running the company for a year and a half, and then once it really started to get bad is when he decided to leave. I mean, there's been rumors and innuendos about Vince McMahon for years, well before there was actual proof of this kind of shit. So,
right.
Until they bring a verdict down. I mean, obviously, what came out today is very damning, but damning. But I would like to think that Brock is not a part of any of it, and it's But again, you don't want to believe these things about people that you looked at and respected and looked up to, and it's it fucking sucks. It just fucking sucks, man. So
you know what? When I found out about Larry and when he had his issue with gerbils, I was heartbroken. but we got through it, and everything's fine. But it was heartbreaking. You know what I mean?
Zeke,
who else? Yes.
You know what's so great about being on this end? I can mute Lund.
Oh.
And he can't do anything about it.
Oh, you have total power.
I got the pencil.
Oh, is that a pen?
So, but can I finish, Lund? Since you really interrupted me.
Please.
Thanks, I appreciate it. So, Lesnar, I also got Andrade.
Yeah, I forgot about Andrade.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And you mentioned not many legends, huh, Jay?
Not off the top of my head, brother. I can't think of any.
Who just signed a Legends contract not too long ago?
Who just signed
Ken Shamrock. Shamrock.
Okay.
Philly. Yeah.
Ken Shamrock.
And so did the Dudleys.
Yes. But Bubba signed to Impact.
Yeah, I think they just signed a Legends deal as far as I know. Like for toys and
yeah.
So we're going to have some Elites and Ultimates potentially coming for the Dudleys. So that's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So that's merch, but maybe they could, I don't know, maybe they could bring Devon in.
Well, yeah, that'd be,
in Philly.
Yeah. I mean, I think, with them being in Philly for WrestleMania, had they been in Philly for the Rumble, I think it would make more sense to have some of those ECW guys, I think maybe we're more likely to see maybe a Tommy Dreamer get inducted into the Hall of Fame. Or maybe this is the year Paul Heyman gets inducted into the Hall of Fame because they're going to be in Philly.
I was just getting ready to pose that question to you guys, both of you. Do you think this is a year that Paul gets in? Because, God damn it, there are some people in there that are less deserving than Paul Heyman.
Mm-hmm.
He should already be in there.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd say Paul Heyman and Batista are my headliners for this year's Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So before we go on, Reese's a surprise entrance. He also has Ken Shamrock. He has The Rock, and then he has Brock as his surprise entrance.
So with the surprises too, I think if there's a lack of surprises, like say we get to number 21 or 22 in the Rumble, and the surprises we're getting are say maybe a Braun Breaker, maybe a returning say Sheamus, who we haven't seen in a couple weeks. Nobody that's like an Okada or somebody that's not been around. I think you guys are onto something with Rock. I hate to admit that, but I feel like if there's a lack of surprises, it's because there's a surprise.
The biggest
the surprise. Yeah. And and I keep saying this, everybody is all on The Rock's dick, and that's great. But there's one wrestler, one superstar that supersedes that man, and that's Stone Cold Steve Austin. And if Stone Cold Steve Austin was in that Royal Rumble, I wouldn't even be thinking about Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I still think that CM Punk versus Stone Cold Steve Austin is a bigger match than Roman Reigns versus The Rock. Personally, but we're not here to talk about WrestleMania. We're here to talk about the Royal Rumble.
Yes.
Well, and it's so I'm overstepping my bounds here over the King, but when we do our WrestleMania predictions, I want to invite you back on, Mike.
Okay, hell yeah. Yeah, I'll come back on.
And we'll go over that.
Well, then I'll keep my undercard for night 1 and night 2 under wraps.
Okay.
All right. So we just got through our surprise entrance. So now, Zeke, you wanted to. Well, we'll go with the Iron Man last because we need to pick the winner.
Yeah.
So, who do you think is going to be the winner of the Men's Royal Rumble match?
I have two winners.
Me too.
and I have 3 scenarios on how they can do this.
Oh boy.
It's either going to be CM Punk, Cody Rhodes, or it is going to be CM Punk and Cody Rhodes.
Oh.
The old Bret
Every
Hart,
couple
Luger.
years, man, when there's some guys that are neck and neck, they did it with Luger and Bret. They did it with they did it with Cena and Batista. I know that they restarted the match and Batista threw Cena out, but Cena was in the title match on SmackDown, and they both walked out of WrestleMania 21 with respective heavyweight titles. So,
Right.
Whether that's whether it's A, B, or like I said, option C. Irregardless, when they get to the chamber, whoever doesn't win the Rumble is winning the chamber match. So that would be my spoiler-ish prediction from, the outcome of either one of those choices. Punk wins the Rumble, Cody's winning the chamber. Cody wins Rumble, Punk's winning the chamber. And I know, this thing with Punk, it depends on what happens with Rollins. But, if Rollins can't go and has to get surgery, they could very easily plug that World Heavyweight title in the chamber match, and Punk can win the title there. And then Stone Cold could come out of retirement and challenge him at WrestleMania. So
I like it. Jay?
Those are my picks. But if I had to pick one, I want Cody to win. Just putting that out there.
Okay.
I want Cody to finish the story. I'm tired of hearing about his stories.
Well, hang on, just real quick. Does he need to finish? Does the story need to be finished at Royal Rumble?
Well,
no, it needs to be. It needs to be finished at Mania.
Or I'm sorry, that's what I meant. Does it need to be finished at Mania this year?
Why? Yeah.
Why?
Well,
because there's going to be. I'm sorry, Mike.
No, you're good, bro.
There's going to be a time where people are just going to stop giving a shit about it.
Mm-hmm.
People haven't stopped giving a shit about Roman Reigns and the Bloodline for 3 fucking years, or however long that we've got. The Bloodline is still the hottest fucking thing in WWE right now, besides CM Punk.
The Bloodline's cooled off
substantially.
Slightly,
in my opinion.
My opinion, slightly.
I think it's gonna be show up and show out for all the Bloodline at WrestleMania. But right now, man, Roman not being on TV every week, and I'm sure that's not just because he just doesn't want to show up to work. I'm sure there's some other things as to why he can't. But I really like what they're doing with Judgment Day right now, and the inclusion of R-Truth, and not just even without Truth, just what they're doing on Raw, and it's different, and it's something that doesn't feel like and I don't feel like the Bloodline was forced, but like once everyone was like just talking about it, it was just like, okay, we have other things going on. Like, so I don't know.
Right.
Okay. Cody Rhodes wins, and he faces Roman Reigns for the Universal Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. That's what I want. But the argument's been made that, he could still finish the story with Randy because there's history there with him and Randy. But the Bloodline is the reason why Cody Rhodes is not the WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion. Do you think
there's an argument for him because Solo Sikoa was the reason why, because he had Roman beat.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there's an argument for him to fight Solo at Mania?
I mean, I'm sure you could make one, but I think the match for Solo has already been decided, and I think with the way he took out Cena and the way Cena's been talking in promos and in interviews and stuff now that he's back in Hollywood, now that the strike's over, I think it's just to try to throw people off the scent, just like that lame ass Sports Illustrated article that came out this week, and everybody was losing their shit, like taking it as fact. Like Sports Illustrated also, I believe, just went out of business. So like, how credible are their sources at this point? But that's the thing. That's the thing about all this, man.
Sports Illustrated has gone so goddamn down the hill.
It's all great to talk about it, and I hope everybody gets what they want out of this Rumble. I hope everybody gets what they want out of WrestleMania, because at the end of the day, whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, we all still kind of reap the reward from that, because what you might not like, I might have fucking loved, and vice versa. And that's what's great about it. It's like ice cream.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. You're exactly
like
right.
Haagen-Dazs chocolate, the coffee chip, but you might like vanilla bean. Then that's cool, man. But I'm going for the coffee chip. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just
right. All right, Jay. Who's your pick for the winner?
I want Cody to win. I don't think it's going to happen. I think Punk's winning. And then where they go from there, I have no goddamn idea. And that's what makes it great.
Yes. It's not predictable right now. That's another thing.
Yeah,
WWE is not predictable right now.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier.
Yes.
Yeah, I would love to see Cody win the WWE Universal Championship or the World Heavyweight Championship. And there's perceived real heat between Punk and Rollins. I don't know that that's real. All that shit when Punk came back at War Games and Rollins was screaming and yelling at him, fuck you. Who knows?
Exactly.
When I blew a fucking gasket.
And here's another question, and not to cut you off, JJ, but here's another question. Why the fuck do you want to know? Like, it's like, oh my God, this blockbuster movie's coming out. You know what? I'm going to go to the internet and see how it fucking ends. Come on, dude. Like,
you're not wrong.
Come on. Like, I love fucking pancakes, man, but I'm not going to sit here and ask you how you make syrup. I like it how it is. Like, just why does everybody have to overanalyze? Now, granted, I overanalyze a lot of stuff, especially wrestling, but I just don't understand why people can't just let things be like what they are and just enjoy it.
Well, you know what, brother? I'm the same way. I read the dirt sheets and all that shit. And I love the fact that even though I read the dirt sheets, I still can't fucking figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they can't figure it out either. That's what's great about everything that's happening right now, because everybody's fucking trying to find a story or trying to find a this and trying to find a that. And I'm sure that's why everybody's eating up, and that's why we're seeing so much about Vince. You know?
Hey, real quick, guys. You're talking about not knowing shit that happens. You keeping things under wrap. How about the whole shit? What the hell happened this week with who bought WWE?
TKO?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Are you talking about the Netflix deal?
Yes. That nobody knew that was happening. They kept that under fucking wrap.
There were
wake up Tuesday morning, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? 10 years on Netflix streaming? I just canceled Netflix.
Yeah.
You know?
There were probably...
I'll be back in January.
There were probably 3 people who knew about that, and it was Nick Khan, Triple H, and somebody else.
That's how it should be, man. Yeah. Should be all these, like, it's great if you want to report the news once it's broken. Like, that's fucking great. Do that. But to try to talk like something is fact and try to spin it and say, well, speculation, this is my speculation. Like, okay. That's like me going and saying, like, I talked to Vince personally, and everything you're seeing is not true. Who the fuck am I? Do you see what I'm saying? Like it's everybody has opinions, and opinions are like assholes. We all have them. Most of us do. You know what I mean?
Stink.
So right, and that's what's great about this. Like if you can have a constructive conversation or have a conversation where, hey, you may not agree, but like, hey, great, I see your side though. I don't like it, but I see it. Like it's that's what I love about wrestling. And that's what allows me to escape from the reality of just life in general. Not that life is bad, because my life is great. My life is great right now. You know what I mean? So, but I appreciate you guys, having me on for this. I'm not wrapping myself up or anything. I just wanted to say thanks because I didn't get to.
Oh,
yet.
absolutely.
So,
well, your life's a hell of a lot better tonight because you're on this podcast.
Yes. Yeah, I haven't been on a podcast in a while, and I'm going to be starting mine here very, very shortly. So thanks for helping me get my feet re-wet. So,
not many people come on the podcast. We don't invite many people, but when we do, we like it to be big. Am I right, Jay?
Absolutely. And anytime you want to come on, you're more than welcome. Anytime you want us to put our fat ass faces on yours, we will do so.
I appreciate that.
Well, the thing with that, Zeke, he'll want to be booked and paid. I'll do it for free because that's the kind of guy I am.
Nah,
Are you familiar with getting paid with a handshake and a hot dog?
I'm okay with that.
Handshake and a hot dog.
I'll take RC Cola too.
He would want your hot dog in his hand. You don't understand how that works.
Or a moon pie. I'm good with either.
Mick Foley. Fun fact about Mick Foley. He loves moon pies.
Moon pie.
He didn't tell me that personally. I saw it somewhere. I feel like I either read it in his book or he talked about it somewhere. And I don't know why I remember that, but I know Mick Foley loves moon pies.
All right. So before I forget, Reese has picked Gunther winning the Men's Royal Rumble.
Good pick.
That's his pick.
Hard to argue.
Absolutely. Now I also got two picks for the winner. Okay. My first one is CM Punk, obviously. And I also got Gunther. If CM Punk doesn't win, I got Gunther winning also. So that's that. And I know, Mike, you're absolutely waiting for me to say this. Who's the Iron Man going to be in this match?
There's two.
Oh.
It's not Tom, and it's not Nick Mysterio. But one of them is going to be Dirty Dom Mysterio. And I think the second one is going to be the first entrant. And I think Dom could potentially be number two. And it'd be just fun. Like, how I'd said about having kind of, Becky and Bayley be the foil throughout the match of the Women's Rumble. Main event Jey Uso, I think, is going to be number one. So I think, and that's my other survivor. Or not survivor, Iron Man, if you will, for the Rumble this year. So Jey Uso and Dirty Dom. Those are my two picks.
Can't argue.
Larry, are you talking right now?
Yes, sorry.
Okay.
Jay,
okay.
Jay, do you have
his
any?
mouth move and didn't hear anything.
I forgot that I muted.
Well, it's very rare that his mouth moves and you can't hear nothing. So,
Jay, do you have any Iron Man winners or in this match?
Yeah, Gunther.
That's another good choice. Was he the Iron Man last year?
He was the Iron Man last year. Yeah, I believe so. And I think they could do it again. I don't know.
Yeah, he was number one. He was number one. He went 1 to 30 or 1 to the end with him and Cody.
Yeah, and then Cody eliminated him.
Yeah,
I can't remember what we talked about 5 minutes ago, and you were talking about fucking last year's Rumble.
I don't.
Sorry.
I don't.
I got yelled at in my. I have a. Not to cut you off, JJ. I have a group chat with my brother-in-law and two of my best friends. It's called the Dads of Wrestling. It was the Dudes of Wrestling, and we're all fathers now, so it's the Dads of Wrestling now. And I got yelled at because Mikey needs to stay on track. That's not a dig, but we used to do podcasts, and we'd be talking about WrestleMania, and then he's talking about some fucking match from 1996, and it's just completely off topic. But I mean, that's why I love wrestling, man. I can start one place, and I can go. All over
yeah.
the place.
I'm
I can't be
guilty of that
structured.
too.
That's why you got to get me back on track. I'm not
I
good
can
with
tell-
structure.
I can tell you the attendance from WrestleMania 3, but if my my wifey tells me to get a gallon of milk when I go to the grocery store, I forget that shit all day long.
No, you got to work on that, man.
Yeah,
Gotta work on that. Got to get the milk. Can't be having your old lady mad at you too.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yes.
Yeah,
Very true.
but Gunther, I just don't understand. So they've built up the Intercontinental title so much with him. So say he would win the Rumble.
Mhm.
So then what do they do with the IC belt? It makes it look secondary.
So we talked about this. Me and a couple of the guys on Wednesday, we were discussing this exact thing, and I'm not going to say who, but we, there was a difference of opinion, like there is with wrestling. The argument I was making was that somebody asked, is the Intercontinental title more prestigious than the current World Heavyweight Championship that Seth Rollins has? I believe Seth Rollins having this title and being a workhorse champion has legitimized it, yes. But again, it's wrestling. So, but if we're looking at it solely on matches and how long he's held it, it's got to be Gunther, right? But on paper, the Intercontinental Championship is not the World Heavyweight Championship. So, if we can figure out a creative way to get the Intercontinental Championship off of Gunther before WrestleMania in a way that protects him, I'd be okay with it. I think a natural fit would be to put the Intercontinental title on Jey Uso, and then we can get brother versus brother for the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania.
Oh.
Maybe with their legendary Hall of Famer father, who was also a former Intercontinental champion, as the special guest referee.
Jesus Christ, Larry! He should have the pencil, not you.
I'm handing over Pro Wrestling.
It's sick, man. It's sick. It's sick what I think about. I don't know, man. I'm just excited. It's a very exciting time in wrestling right now.
And then Jacob Fatu comes out and kills the whole fucking lot of them.
That's somebody that could potentially be. Well, I don't know where. Is he still signed with MLW? Where's he at? I know he just did a shot in New Japan. I saw him running a spot on a couple guys, and he was running around like a maniac. But I don't know if he's signed anywhere. But that could potentially be somebody that we see in the Rumble, maybe as a surprise, and then goes to NXT.
Who did he just do a job for, Larry, in MLW? And I was like, what the fuck?
Was it Alexander Hammerstone?
No,
was Hammerstone before he left?
No, because
done.
I know, but didn't he wrestle Fatu on his way out?
Yeah, but that's not what I'm talking about, because I would have been okay with that.
Okay.
There was, who the hell was it? I can't remember, but it was.
I don't follow MLW enough to know or make a guesstimate.
It was but he did the job for this guy, and it was blasphemous.
It was what?
Blasphemous, he says.
Blasphemous.
Jay, what's the name again?
Huh?
What is it?
Blasphemous.
It's blasphemy.
I just want to see how many times he would say it.
I can spit it. I haven't had too many natties. I'm good.
It was rough the first two that you said it.
Well, that fucking tongue was stuck on them teeth.
So I believe that is it, guys, for our picks for the Royal Rumble this coming Saturday. One thing I feel that we need to just mention, the WWE Network is closing. It's done at the end of 2024. Raw's going to Netflix January 24. They also said today that the network's going to be off of the Peacock.
So where's it going?
It's that they didn't say. So now is Netflix going to be making? Are they going to make you pay for each pay-per-view again, or could the network be going to Netflix. Everything's
So
up in the air right now. I'm not sure what the hell's going on, but
So from what I understand and from what I read, now this is also, I mean, I didn't know about the network moving, but from what I remember and from what I recall reading about the press release, is that pay-per-view, like PLEs, are going to be on Netflix, but for international subscribers, not for local, or not local, but for us here in the United States, Canada, it's going to still be Peacock, from what I understand. But if it's changed and it's going to go somewhere else, I would hope it would be Netflix. I mean, holy fuck, man! How many subscription services do they try to make us pay for?
right?
Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
I'm gonna pay them because I gotta watch my wrestling. That's what I talk about all the time. Other than my wife, my kid, and my work, is wrestling. That's what I talk about. So I mean, it's I'm gonna subscribe. I'm gonna do it. But I have a hard time seeing them potentially losing the Peacock deal. Like, I feel like I read that they're still going to be streaming the PLEs and the network on Peacock, but I could be wrong.
No, but I think that I read the same thing you did, Zeke. It's
Maybe I
international.
misread.
It's not. Yeah, it's not. It's not within the North America. It's otherwise.
Gotcha.
Right.
So yeah.
Well, then I apologize. I just gave you his.
You ain't gotta
bullshit.
say sorry, Larry. You're probably right too. It is what it is.
Wait, hold on a second.
Oh, here we go. Another.
Oh, we got more breaking news.
This fucking guy.
What? Are you kidding me?
Oh, here we go. I can't wait to hear this one.
Hopefully it's not as bad as the news he broke earlier.
I mean, I knew that, but I didn't think that you knew that.
But anyway, guys, please hit the like.
Breaking news.
Well, what is it? Fuck.
Striker's an asshole.
Oh man.
So
who called you?
So you literally took up 45 seconds of the podcast just to say that.
I shortened it up. I had a whole thing written down, but I just let it go.
Jeez, oh man. Anyway, please, guys, hit that like button. Subscribe to our social medias: YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, Instagram. Make sure you do all that. Zeke, before we get off of here, is there anything you want to plug? It's all yours.
Yeah. I mean, you can catch me hosting Imagine Live every Wednesday, live on YouTube and on Facebook. Imagine Wrestling. Go over there and give us a like, give us a share, subscribe. I mean, I've been the host there for about 3 months now. I was doing some other things prior to that behind the scenes that I'm still currently doing that I'm enjoying. Hosting every week with Jimmy, which is great. I've known Jimmy since I was 16. So I've known him for a very long time. So it's, very comfortable. And I enjoy talking about wrestling, man. And a lot of the kids we've got at the school, I mean, you guys come to the shows, man. They bust their ass every time I see them. And it's great to kind of see where we're going. And I'm excited for where, Imagine Wrestling's going in 2024. So, yeah, hit all of our socials. If you're not coming to the show, you should be on February 17th. That's in Altoona. I will also be starting a podcast here very shortly. It will be, you guessed it, a wrestling podcast where I'm just going to talk to kind of like what you guys are doing, talking to your buddies, your friends. But I'm also going to bring on some of the guys from Imagine, try to get some other guys that I know from around the area that are wrestling, whether they're wrestling independently or they're wrestling on, television somewhere. I, try to get some people on just to talk about wrestling, talk about life, man, because there's so much negativity in life in general, and especially within the wrestling community. So I just want to kind of, we can have those conversations if they're not, positive, but I still want to try to make it a positive conversation and a positive podcast because there's not enough of it out there. So, and I love wrestling, so I have no reason to talk negatively about it. And if it is something that I don't like, I try to find it, glass half full. I'm not Mr. Positivity. I'm not Diamond Dallas Page, but I love wrestling, so I don't find the need to shit on, say, AEW because they are not as good as WWE, or shit on WWE because they let Edge leave, or this or that. Like, we're wrestling fans, guys. Shut the fuck up and enjoy it. Be happy. We've got so much wrestling, more wrestling than you could imagine, and it's great that you can have your ice cream and you can eat it too. So, much love to you guys. Thanks for having me on. That's it.
Absolutely. Awesome.
Thank you, brother.
And we can't wait to hear your podcast. You know, whenever it comes out, we'll be sure.
I don't have a name yet. Neighbor John gave me a really good name, but I don't know if I'm going to use it yet. He said A to Zeke. So we'll see.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll see.
Very cool.
I gotta pay Neighbor John if I do that, though. So
with ginger ale.
No, I'll have to mow his fucking lawn.
Oh, that's great. So yeah, it was a pleasure having you on, Zeke. Something different. We appreciate it. You know, you're a good friend. You know, we've been friends for a few years now, and it all started up at the Galleria Mall. You know,
yeah. I worked up at Sears Optical, and I would go in because I saw there was an antique store that had wrestling figures, and I'm an avid wrestling collector. I mean, I've got action figures everywhere in boxes now because I moved to an apartment. But yeah, that's how I met Larry, and rest is history. We started talking about wrestling for 5 minutes, and then I would go visit Larry on my breaks. I would stop at Annie Ann's to get a pretzel or a lemonade or a soda or something because there was 2 fucking places to eat in that mall, and then I'd go down and I'd talk to Larry on my breaks. So we just talk about wrestling. So
yes, very cool.
Yeah,
so real quick, guys, like I said, make sure you find us on Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Instagram. Jay, is there anything you want to mention just real quick? Anything real quick?
No, man, just hit us up, Pro Wrestling Extreme Talk podcast, and keep your eye out for whatever Zeke's doing. Follow him, hit him up, add him on Facebook. Good dude, knows his shit, obviously, if you watch this podcast tonight. And Zeke, I appreciate you coming on, dude.
I appreciate you guys having me, man. I don't know everything. I just like to talk about it. You know?
Right.
It brings me joy. You know?
Well,
it used to stress me out when people wouldn't have the same opinions. But then I realized as I got older, it's great that people don't think like me because that's what makes me me. So
yes.
And that's where we're at too. Larry and I, we don't have the same opinions on wrestling either. But at the end of the day, Jesus Christ, we've been friends for 77 years, and it ain't going away anytime soon. So thank you, brother.
Hey, thank you guys.
Absolutely. All right. So real quick, everyone that's watching, some of our upcoming shows. We got the Royal Rumble Fallout. That's going to be coming up. February, we got a jam-packed slate of shows. We got our favorite Monday Night Raw match. That's going to be coming up. We also got, which is going to be very, very interesting, these next 3. The WCW matches at the Cambria County War Memorial. That me and Jay went to. We attended. Also, the ECW matches at the Cambria County War Memorial Arena. And also the WWE matches shows at the War Memorial. And I believe the WWE one, we're going to talk about that 6-hour marathon that we went to in the early 90s, but we won't get into that now, but stay tuned. That's coming up in February. And then we also got the Chamber picks. We're going to have that. And then after that, we're going to have the Chamber Fallout. So make sure you follow us on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, and Instagram. Zeke, we do something new on the show. I don't know if you've seen it, but we got some haters. Okay.
Oh, okay.
We got a lot of motherfucking haters, and I mean, if you look out your window, and you might even see them in your own backyard. But we got something that we'd like to say. If you're a hater and you don't like the show.
Go fuck yourself.
That's it. Go fuck yourself. Top guys out. Thanks
Later,
for
guys.
watching. Out.